Oh my god, I have got my US college admit. I haven't got my I-20. Don't know how to start for the visa process. Is it your same case? Don't worry. Hello everyone, this is Shubhangi Tiwari from Smart Step Classes, and on the huge demand of yours, we have come along with one detailed video on how to file your US student F1 visa. What are the document requirements? What are the procedures? How to prepare for it? And how much lengthy procedure it is. So guys, if you have applied for the US universities for any of the UG or PG program, the visa process remains almost constant. There are no much differentiations. It's just that some of the universities provide the I-20. I-20 is the document which is provided by the university, and that is considered as the first ever document released by the university which is required for the visa filing. So if you are planning to punch in your visa for the US, what are the first thing? You've got your admit. Now, second important element is you have to work on your financial guarantee form. Now, financial guarantee form is basically a document which seeks information on that if the admit has been provided to the candidate, if you're planning to start your education, do you have the sufficient funds to fund your education? So who is going to sponsor your education? There are most likely 2 to 3 ways on this. First, you are taking an education loan, you are taking the collateral loan, your parents are sponsoring it, or your siblings are in sponsoring it if they have the opportunity to do that, right? So once you are providing the financial statement, now how much fund you should show? कितना फंड हमें दिखाना चाहिए? So always remember that whenever you are planning for the fund requirement, so let's suppose आपका admission has been granted in BSc in computer science, right? Or BSc in artificial intelligence, or BSc in data science. So technically, if you will see, all these three programs falls into the category of the CS department. So CS department में उस university में सबसे ज़्यादा cost जिस ट्यूशन फीस की जिस प्रोग्राम की है, आपको अपने I-20 में वो अमाउंट प्लस योर लिविंग एक्सपेंस दिखाने होते हैं. At time, I have seen the confusion in the students that they have the idea that I have to show the amount which has to be the total 4-year tuition fees. That is not true. That is not right. You just have to show the required fund, and most of the university has that procedure that they will give you in writing at the time of your I-20. जब आप अपना offer letter check करेंगे, उसमें they have clearly mentioned that to get the I-20, you are supposed to show this much fund in your bank account, right? So there will be two documents required for getting a successful I-20. First is your financial guarantee form, which will be given to you from the university itself. And second is the bank statement showing that sufficient fund. US cases में it is not important, it is not mandatory to mature the fund. ऐसा नहीं है, unlike other countries, हर country के visa rules जो है वो अपने अलग होते हैं. US के अगर rule की बात करें, so they have a very clear instruction. They do not require the maturing of the fund. So you don't have to be really worried about कि mature fund नहीं है मेरे पास, so I cannot get it. This is not going to be the case. Now, once you will submit these two documents to the university will release I-20. Now, I-20 will have the SEVIS ID on the top left. So SEVIS ID जो होती है उसके बिना आप अपना वीजा पंचन नहीं कर सकते हैं. Once you have received the I-20, now there are certain things you have to do. First is creating a CGI login portal. Make sure that you are getting the guided help from the experienced people in this field so that you don't commit any mistake. Once the profiling is being done, there will be an option to ask कि आप अपने passport का जो stamped passport है, would you be liking it to be delivered at your address, or you would want to handpick it, or you want to collect it yourself physically, right? You have to check it as per your convenience. हालांकि premium delivery भी अगर आप लेते हैं तो that would not have any issues, because that's also a very smooth procedure. जैसे ही अपना CGI login portal create कर लेंगे, after that the time comes in for the MRV fees. Now MRV fees is the visa fees which goes to the embassy, which is $160 US, and the dollar rate are also very clear. They are not been taken on the basis of the daily rate of the exchange rate. No, they would be considering it as the standard rate, which will be already quoted in your CGI portal, which is most likely 80, 85, 70, it depends. But वहाँ पे आपको clear mention मिल जाएगा that $1 will be considered into this much. After this amount, there will be three options to pay. You can pay it with the Express American Express card. You can do it the NEFT, or you can do one thing that you can go to the बैंक फिजिकली. वी जनरली सजेस्ट, क्योंकि यूएस एम्बेसीज की जो वेबसाइट्स होती हैं, जो प्रोसेस होती हैं, दे आर सो मच इनटू ऑपरेशन, दे आर सो मच connectivity issues, there are so much technical glitch, there are so much usage that people have. It is always better that you take the cash, go to the bank and deposit it. Now how you are supposed to do that? जैसे ही आप अपना लॉगिन प्रोफाइलिंग कर लेते हैं ऑन द यूएस एम्बेसी पोर्टल, there will be a PDF that comes in which suggests you to pay the fees through bank. जैसे ही आप उसको क्लिक करेंगे, there will be an option coming, you just have to download it, that will be having the CGI application ID, right? That remains constant for any student lifetime, it does not have any change. अगर आप फ्रेशर हैं, आपका रिफ्यूजल केस है, any case you fall into, but this is not going to have any change. So what do you have to do? उसका एक प्रिंट आउट लेना है, you have to take the cash with you and you can only visit to bank, either the Axis Bank or the City Bank. वहाँ पे आप जाएंगे, you will show this print out and they will understand it very well that this is for the US Embassy, because they are having the tie-up with only two banks, that is Axis Bank and second is the City Bank. You will take the cash, you will go there, you will deposit, you will show the receipt, and they will give you a stamping and give it back to you, and your amount, the fees that you have paid, will automatically receive its receipt ID on the portal after 48 hours. So आपको मैनुअली उसमें कुछ ऐड करने का ऑप्शन नहीं होता है, that let's suppose you have paid, अगर आप जाके देखते हैं and you feel like I have already paid but it is not updated in the system, so this is not going to happen, right? Because there is no manual updation which can take place, there is only an automatical updation which is done by the bank side. But yes, it is going to take 24 to 48 hours of time. Now once the CGI payment has been done, now your portal has come to a state wherein you can book your or schedule your visa dates. हालांकि यूएस के केसेस में इट इज मेजरली फाउंड कि एक इनटेक के लिए एम्बेसी में मैक्सिमम 3 टाइम्स जो है आपके वीजा स्लॉट्स जो है ओपन होते हैं, एंड दैट इज व्हाई इट इज कंसीडर्ड दैट गेटिंग अ यूएस वीजा इज अ चैलेंज इनकॉर्पोरेटेड प्रोसीजर बिकॉज द डेट्स आर नॉट दैट अवेलेबल. सो आपको क्या करना है कि आपने शेड्यूल कर दिया. अब अगर आपको शेड्यूल नहीं मिल रहा है, इट इज ऑलवेज एडवाइजरी गाइज to take the help of the visa expert, to take the help of your consultants, to take the help of your people out there जो भी आपका केस हैंडल कर रहे हैं, because they have the right people to get your scheduled book, right? आपको दोनों शेड्यूल एक साथ ही मिलते हैं. अर्लियर इट वाज एन ऑप्शन कि आप अपना बायोमेट्रिक भी चूज कर सकते हैं और आप अपना ये वाला ऑप्शन भी चूज कर सकते हैं कि आपको अपना कॉन्सुलेट इंटरव्यू कहाँ चाहिए. बट अब ऐसा नहीं होता है. यू जस्ट हैव टू चेक एंड बुक वन डेट एंड दैट इज अ कॉन्सुलेट इंटरव्यू. उससे 2 दिन पहले, 3 दिन पहले या मैक्सिमम 1 वीक पहले आपको बायोमेट्रिक का डेट प्रोवाइड करा दिया जाता है. बायोमेट्रिक का लोकेशन एंड द इंटरव्यू लोकेशन मोस्ट लाइकली हैपन्स टू बी एट द सेम प्लेस. However, biometric is only been given, it is valid for good 10 years. So if you have already given your biometric, if you are a refusal case or you are reapplying for the visa, then you don't have to repeat it if the duration of 10 year has not been completed. So you don't have to do that. After getting the biometric done, बहुत से बार क्या होता है, the students are into the dilemma that they don't feel like, they feel that this is the only procedure, right? So they go for their interview and lately when they come, then they realize during the interview that DS-160 and SEVIS has not been done. Most of the students do that they do not fill in the DS-160 form or SEVIS. But remember, if you are applying for the F1 slot services, make sure that before the biometric happens, you should be booked with the DS-160 as well as the SEVIS ID. जो भी आपके काउंसलर्स हैं, whosoever is handling your case, your agent or your visa expert, ask them for the right link to fill the DS-160. DS-160 का again fees है, that is $160, and SEVIS fees is $350. दोनों डॉक्यूमेंट्स में से एक भी डॉक्यूमेंट अगर आपका फिल्ड नहीं होगा, यू वुड नॉट हैव द राइट प्रोफाइल टू गेट अ ग्रांट ऑफ द अप्रूवल ऑन योर प्रोफाइल. सो डोंट कीप इट दैट लॉन्गर. जैसे ही आपका कॉन्सुलेट बुकिंग हो जाता है, जैसे ही आपको लोकेशन बुक हो जाता है, इमीडिएटली गो फिल इन द DS-160, क्योंकि DS-160 का नंबर जो है वो आपको मिलेगा, दैट इज स्टार्टिंग विद AAA. इट इज अ 16 डिजिट ऑफ अल्फा न्यूमेरिक वैल्यू. वो आपके CGI पोर्टल में अपडेट होता है. एट टाइम स्टूडेंट फील लाइक कि हमारा वीजा हो जाए, एक बार मेरा अप्रूवल आ जाए, बिकॉज $350 इज अ गुड अमाउंट. सो दे फील लाइक कि एक बार मेरा वीजा आ जाए तब मैं DS-160 और सेविस फिल करूंगा, बट दैट इज नॉट गोइंग टू वर्क फॉर यू. दैट इज गोइंग टू एब्सोल्युटली अगेंस्ट यू, बिकॉज दिस इज नॉट द केस. This is not how it works. So before the consulate interview, you should be sure that you have paid your MRV fees, you have filled up the DS-160 form, and you have filled the SEVIS form. After filling all these forms, then your profile is absolutely ready for the visa interview, and now you have to start working on the interview. So how to prepare for the interview? Most of the time I have seen that a lot of students are having a lot of thrill, lot of they're frightened with the interview because they don't know that what will be asked. And I have seen that a lot of consulate interviewers are in a very strict mode, and they just cancel or they just reject your visa in the 30 seconds. No, this never happens like that. It's just that you have to be very sure on few parts. Do not give any repetitive answer. Do not give answers which everyone is giving. So if you're asking, if there's a question that why do you choose to go to this university, most of the time you would see that student would end up saying that this is a very good university, this has been my dream university, this is a very lucrative university, this has a lot of range of program, I'm always wanting to study into this university. But what you are telling, which is not told to them by the other contestants, by the other applicants. So your answer should have the exact relatability which can convince the listener or the interviewer that yes, it is important for you to get this visa. So let's suppose if you are planning to study for the CS program in Arizona State University. So why this university? This university comes under the world ranking. This has the best infrastructure. The program and the credit offered to me in this university are meeting my requirements. Talk about some professors. Talk about their culture of education. Talk about what is so specific. Talk about industrial relations. So talk something exclusive about that university. Do not give generic answers. If they're asking you who's going to pay your fees, be very sure to mention that my parents have enough fund to fund my education for 2 year or 4 year, whatever education length that you have been enrolled for, right? One again very common question that is being generally asked: what do you plan next for after this program? So what should be the ideal answer? The ideal answer should always be that I plan to get myself educated and studied and upgraded on my skills from US, and I would have all the plans to come back to India to provide my fair share to the industry, because India has been a developing country and we see India as a developed country in the near future. If you talk about the infrastructure, the technology, they have enough to offer the graduate like me. So I would like to explore the career opportunities in my country itself. Never ever mention that I would like to go there, I would like to take a work experience. Never mention that you would like to take the work experience. Next, let's suppose you are applying for the veterinary science, right? So if the question asks you, the interviewer asks you that why do you need to have this as an education, why do you want to study the veterinary, have a strong sense of answers. Make sure that I have always felt an additional devotion in myself towards the animals, and I would like to convert this passion or enthusiasm in serving this kind. However, my country also have certain programs, but of in the veterinary science, but the kind of level of education and the quality of education I'm looking for, I would be able to serve with this in the applied US university. So always have your own answer. Do not give a generic answer. Have confidence in your voice while you are delivering the answer, because confidence something acclaims that whatever the speaker is speaking is true to its pure value, right? So always have this approach, guys, wherein you answer them confidently, maintain an eye contact, do not overshy, do not be over friendly, have a firm body language, and trust me, if you prepare for your visa interview this way, there's nothing which can stop you flying to your destination, US. Thank you.